Here's Johnny.
Take your stinking paws off me.
Be cool. Be cool.
You fools, you're in danger! He's alive! Wait, 21 gigawatts! Hallelujah! Holy shit! You owe me this!
Jack, Bert, me.
We're pretty good to run, girly boy. Stop it!
What's up, movie collectors, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host as always, Jay Schatzer, and today in the collection update, I'm going to go over my Vincent Price collection. So we're going to dive into a whole bunch of classy flicks, some great collection sets, and just films in general. So let's get set and see what we got. First up is the Vincent Price Collection Blu-ray Volume 2. I have Volumes 2 and 3. I do not have Volume 1 because it is a ridiculous amount of money and I don't feel like fitting the bill for it. But this has a ton of good things on it. Go over them. They have The Raven, The Comedy of Terrors, The Tomb of Ligeia, a good one, The Last Man on Earth, a great one, Dr. Phibes, I think it's Phibes, right? Yeah. Dr. Phibes Rises Again, The Return of the Fly, and House on Haunted Hill. So this one is a very, very good set. Some of my favorites are on this one, like The Last Man on Earth, which I had just a crappy DVD version of it before I upgraded to this, and House on Haunted Hill. Great. Those are two really great ones of Vincent Price. But this collection's pretty badass. I love the artwork on the front. And same for the next one coming up. Just really good collection overall. Just great release from Scream. Really did a good job on that. But that's Volume 2 and this is Volume 3. And the films that are covered in this one it's a pretty good collection of films. They're not all strictly horror. We have Master of the World, Tower of London, Diary of a Madman, An Evening of Edgar Allan Poe, and finally Cry of the Banshee. So this is actually a set where a lot of these films I've not actually seen these films. So it's kind of a rare treat that I probably should sit down and watch some of these because I love Vincent Price. And there's a good number of good-looking flicks in here. I don't think I can't recall if I've seen any of these ones. Definitely gonna have to remedy that. I feel foolish now. But that is Vincent Price Collection 2 and 3 by Scream Factory. And let's just keep moving along to a great fun flick that I actually reviewed a couple months ago. It is Madhouse. It's a madhouse! But this one is really fun. It's kind of, it's almost like playing really close to what Vincent Price is. He's an iconic horror actor who is at a certain age where his character's kind of been forgotten, but he's just known for this like Doctor Doom or Doctor Death character. I think it's Doctor Death. I can't remember right now. But it's really cool because it's got like a 70s vibe to it, and it's kind of pulling from all of his past works. And well, I guess the baseline of the story is that he is being pinned of all these murders are happening, and people suspect him because they're all recreations of his famous murder scenes in his movies. But yeah, it's really cool, really entertaining, fun. Peter Cushing has a role in it, so it's nice to see both Vincent Price and Peter Cushing in the same film. Just a really fun amicus flick, so definitely check that out. The review is up on the channel, and just Madhouse is just crazy fun. But let's keep moving to Twice Told Tales. Another great Vincent Price flick. More of along the lines of an anthology film. But it's really gothic, just like most of his films at this era. And it's just really another fun example of just the entertaining factor that he has when he's in like headlining films. He's always got crazy mannerisms, and he's just a joy to watch on screen. Yeah, and this flick is just all kinds of fun. Love it, love it. And by the way, these are all Kino Lorber releases. I got a whole shitload of them. Whenever there's a sale, I usually pick them up, and I think I have most all of the Vincent Price ones that they put out. But up next is Tales of Terror. Another Kino Lorber edition. And picked this up recently and actually reviewed it recently, so the review is up on the channel. Another great anthology flick with a great, fantastic cast. And yeah, it's just really pulls from Edgar Allan Poe, his writings, and it's just a really interesting flick all around. Each story is really good, and Vincent Price takes on multiple characters, and they're all varying degrees of crazy, low-key. It's just, he's all over the place, but he does an awesome job in all of them, as always. But that is Tales of Terror. Great fun anthology flick. And let's keep the ball rolling with a very strange flick. I watched it probably a year or two ago. Can't remember. I watched it with my friends on one of our Monday nights. We usually watch a crazy movie. And I think I fell asleep. It must have been a hard day. But I fell asleep to the House of the Long Shadows. And this one just has a huge cast of memorable, famous actors in it. It's got Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, of course Vincent Price, because we're going through his collection, and lastly John Carradine. But yeah, it's like a gothic-infused story where all these guys get together in a mansion, but I do not remember the exact plot because I think I fell asleep rather early. But I'll have to revisit it and see what I think about it. But yeah, I picked it up on Blu-ray because, hell, why not? It was at a decent price, and I love Vincent Price flicks. But let's keep moving on to an interesting collection, which it's a collection of 3 movies, and actually Vincent Price is only in 2 of those movies. But that is The Fly. So this is my DVD collection of The Fly. It's got The Fly, Return of the Fly, The Curse of the Fly, and that is it. And I guess a biography disc that kind of goes to behind the scenes stuff. But I think I've only seen The Fly 1 and 2. I have not seen The Curse of the Fly yet, but yeah, it's a nice, great little collection. I'd like to upgrade The Fly at least, because that's the classic one. And yeah, great little collection. Pick it up if you're interested in watching any of Vincent Price's work in the Fly series. Good stuff. Good stuff. But next, and that's my cat. If you can hear a cat in the background, for some reason he decides to meow every single time I film something, and it's really starting to make me mad. If he gets close, I'll grab him. I don't see him anywhere though. I just hear him. It's like the Edgar Allan Poe, the Black Cat story. It's like he's stuck in the wall somewhere, like I buried somebody. Like I trapped somebody in there. But next up is The Tingler. This one is really fun. I'm trying to think, is this a William Castle? Yeah, this is a William Castle flick, and he's known for his gimmicks that he would put into his films. So when this was in theaters, they had a lot of interaction with the audience, and like something would, if the Tingler, the main monster character, would crawl across the floor, he'd like hit people's legs in the theater. They all freak out, but it's a really cool black and white flick. It's got a lot of cool style to it, personality, and Vincent Price as always is great. And I think I got my cat. Gotcha, you little shit. See, if you hear meowing, it's this little guy. Can you look at the look at the camera. God, you're not made for show business. But next up is a double pack from the MGM Midnight Movies double feature DVDs that they put out. And I highly recommend that if anyone sees any of these for sale, you just pick them up, because you're guaranteed to have a good, entertaining flick with any of these guys. But it is The Comedy of Terrors and The Raven. I believe The Raven is one of my Blu-ray upgrades back there. But I do not believe The Comedy of Terrors is in any of the Blu-ray collections that I have. But two good flicks. It's been a while since I've watched both of these, so it's one of those ones I'm going to need to revisit, because I don't remember too much of any of them. Because there's so many Vincent Price flicks, they all start blending together if you don't really keep track of them. But moving along to another double feature, double pack here, is The Mask of Red Death and The Premature Burial. I believe that The Mask of the Red Death is the only one that has Vincent Price in it. I don't think Vincent Price is in the other one. But it's a good addition to the Vincent Price collection. It's a nice gothic film over here. Wrong side. But yeah, another great one. I think Roger Corman production company put that one out. So Roger Corman and Vincent Price are pretty much guaranteed for a great entertaining time. And up next is two Vincent Price flicks. Another MGM Midnight Movies release is The Oblong Box and Scream Again. And for both of these ones, I do remember watching Scream and Scream Again. It was another Monday movie night, I think, with my friends. We watched that one. Some hilarious parts, over-the-top, crazy Vincent Price acting. The Oblong Box is something I got a vague memory of it, but I'm not guaranteed that I'm thinking of the right movie. But yeah. There's just too many Vincent Price flicks to balance between all these other movies that I have to put into this brain here. But up next, this is a good double feature Midnight Movies release again. Only one of them is a Vincent Price flick, and it's one that I already have in the Blu-ray upgrade, and I believe it's Collection Volume 2. But it is The Last Man on Earth and Panic in the Year Zero. Now, I actually upgraded both of these guys. Panic in the Year Zero is somewhere in my sci-fi kind of collection. But yeah, love The Last Man on Earth. A really great flick. It's got such a potent atmosphere to it, and it's just great. Really classic flick. So if you haven't seen that one, definitely check it out. I believe a few years ago I actually reviewed Last Man on Earth, so look up the Last Man on Earth review for sure. Really one to look out for. If you haven't really seen any Vincent Price flicks, you want to get a kind of handle on what he's about, check that flick out for sure. And up next is a double feature, again, Midnight Movies, and it is The Pit and the Pendulum and The House of Usher. Two great, ridiculously gothic flicks. I know Roger Corman had his hand behind one of these guys at least. Both screenplays by, Roger Corman directed both of them, and screenplays by Richard Matheson. So, really good pedigree here. And just two great flicks. The Pit and the Pendulum is probably one of the most famous ones that people might remember, of the big pendulum swinging when he's torturing this guy in the film. And The Fall of the House of Usher, the full title, which I didn't say. Just a really cool gothic flick. Just both of them are great. These are two that I definitely like to upgrade to Blu-ray sometime, because they're one of his probably more memorable films. And up next is The Tomb of Ligeia and An Evening with Edgar Allan Poe. I'm pretty sure, both of these ones were on the Collection Volume 2 Blu-ray, so these are already upgraded. Just nice to kind of hang on to these DVD collections, because they really are great. Really good flicks, really fun stuff. Another Roger Corman directed The Tomb of Ligeia. And An Evening of Edgar Allan Poe is one I have not seen. It's pretty much, it sounds like it's a documentary anyways, but yeah, just a nice little addition to the collection, to the large Vincent Price collection. Alright, let's keep moving. We have Cry of the Banshee and Murders in the Rue Morgue. It's been a while for both of these ones for me, but I believe that Cry of the Banshee is in collection number 2, possibly collection number 3 in the Blu-ray upgrade, and I don't know if, I think this is the only edition of Murders in the Rue Morgue that I have, but I'll definitely have to revisit these guys because I do not remember much about these flicks. But, good stuff. Good stuff. And, oh my goodness, this is a good one. I don't know. It's probably, this might be one of my favorite ones of Vincent Price, just because I like the story, just the feel of it in general. I actually reviewed this one on the channel years ago. It is House of Wax, and this is the DVD version. And my cat's name is Milo, so if I say "shut up, Milo," that's who I'm talking to. House of Wax, just a great story. Interesting characters. Love the setting and just the whole style that's in. That he's guy obsessed with wax figurines, and he kind of creates them, but kind of murders people to get the elements for it. It's really interesting, really cool. Charles Bronson's kind of first, well, like one of his first roles is like the Igor kind of guy right there. Really cool flick. Definitely one that you should track down if you are interested in just seeing all of his really great films. Vincent Price does an amazing job on this one, so definitely check this one out for sure. This is just a DVD version that I got years ago. I don't even know who put it out. Warner Brothers, but yeah, great flick. And let's round out this video with my Vincent Price DVD collection. It says the MGM Scream Legends Collection. But inside this little sweet baby is Tales of Terror and Twice Told Tales, which I have on Blu-ray upgrade, Theater of Blood and Madhouse, which I only have Madhouse as a Blu-ray upgrade. Theater of Blood I do not have other than this collection. Really great flick, and I was actually thinking about reviewing it sometime soon. And then I've got The Abominable Dr. Phibes and Dr. Phibes Rises Again. Two great films. The Abominable Dr. Phibes I think is in the Blu-ray upgrade. I don't have the sequel on Blu-ray, so that's my only copy there. And then finally, Vincent Price's great Witchfinder General to round out this amazing collection. So if you're looking for a cheap way to kind of just get started in getting Vincent Price's films to own, I would go with this collection because this is kind of how I started too. A lot of good ones, some of his best, so really good collection. I'm sure it's not too expensive, but I have not checked on that, so don't quote me on that. But guys, that is it for me today. That is the Vincent Price collection. Not as large as the other collections, but pretty much most of his flicks that he's done. I know there's probably a few. The Magician, that I don't think there's even a release for it. I had to find that on like a YouTube version of it, but which it wasn't bad quality. Yeah, there's just a lot of random ones that they don't put on either DVD or Blu-ray. But I think this is the most that you can get that's out there. If you like it, go hunt some of them down. Definitely a great film actor to start collecting his stuff, because they're really just gothic infused greatness, and you really can't go wrong with any of Vincent Price's flicks. But guys, that's it for me today. Hope you liked something that you saw there and want to hunt it down for yourself, and just had a good time watching the video. But I will see you guys at the next update of the collection or a movie review. But until then, I'll check you later and take care. See ya.